Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Stanley Kipsang, and today I'm going to take you through a presentation on AI tools selection and how then can you choose the right AI tool for your department as a HR manager, director, or, or a HR professional. Now, it is important to understand that we have different AI tools that are available in the AI space, and choosing the right one is important because you will be able to tailor the AI tool functionality to your different HR functions or activities. And that's why understanding how these AI tools operate is key to making that decisions in terms of selecting the best tool for your uh, office or for your employees. This presentation will be able to touch on the different AI tools that are available and how you can make selection of the best AI tool for your HR department. To begin with, we'll start by understanding why adoption of AI is key. And this is something that is available out there. AI is the in thing, and people and organizations, in essence, are using AI. And you don't need to be left out because you find that 88% of organizations at least use one AI tool for a function. And that's why the decision to choose the AI tool is key because you find that application of AI is everywhere, and you don't need to be left out in making that decision and be able to improve your activities or improve the functions within the department. This is important because as you choose these tools, you need to match every tool with a defined HR task. So you must be able to understand which task that you want to use AI and which AI tool is available for that particular task. Also, in taking into consideration the data sensitivity of the task that you want to use AI for. And also, you must be able to review these AI tools and see among the range of AI tools that are available, which one is best suited for your department or for your activities. That's why it is important to understand the different types of AI tools that are there. And I know this is something that you must be aware of. We have ChatGPT, we have Cloud, we have Perplexity, we have Gemini, Grok, among others. But I purposely choose these five of them because these are the ones that are popularly used within the AI space. First is ChatGPT. When you want to use ChatGPT, the question that comes in is, do you want to come up with policies? Do you want to share certain communications? Do you want to share a job advert? ChatGPT will work well when you creating activities or documents around those the items. So that is important when you want to do a long document analysis or when you want to undertake sensitive reviews or policy comparison. You can be able to look at different policies, and AI can really help rate the different policies against each other and against the best practices. Perplexity, when you want to do deep research, when you want to get more information, then Perplexity can be very good for deep research. When you want to do salary benchmarking, when you want to get market data about the statistics that are available out there within the market. If you want to look at competition, within the market, Perplexity can be able to provide you with that information. Gemini is also good when you want to, share documents through Gmail. When you want to share documents uh, through Google Drive. It's good when you have some sort of integration. When you want to integrate your workspace. Then growth is important when you're looking at, employer branding, brand monitoring. When you want to integrate the aspects of social media, growth is very good for that. As we go deeper, we look at the guiding principles. When you want to implement AI or when you use this AI, what are some of the things that you need to take into consideration? One is you must be able to look at the ethical application of AI, the regulation, the policy framework around AI, the governance structure around AI, ethics in terms of application, data protection, secrecy, and all that. So when you want to use these AI tools, you must consider the data governance aspects in totality and how that will affect the kind of AI you're using, because at times you find that there's some information that are sensitive within the department. So there are certain AI tools that don't can share a lot of information. So if you want information, if the information that are sensitive within the department, then you must be able to choose the right AI tool that will protect that information from spilling outside there to the public. So understanding the different AI tools and in terms of data protection, privacy is key in making that decision. So what are some of the 5 key questions that you need to ask yourself before you select this AI tool? So you find that before selecting an AI tool, HR should define the problem in operation. In operational terms, these questions convert which tool into a structured selection process. So you must be able to understand, why do you want to select this AI tool? And what are the key things that you need to take into account as you make a decision in choosing this kind of AI tool that you want to use? One is the focus. What do you want to do? Is it recruitment? Is it policy review? The second thing is data access. Is privacy a key factor, when in sharing that information? So you must be able to understand issues of confidentiality, data protection, and all that. Then source needs. What are the things that you need from this AI? Are you looking at salary trends? Do you want to benchmark? Is there an aspect of regulation? Then the workflow integration. Do you want to integrate this functionality of AI to the larger space or workspace that you have? Then the risk level. Which AI tool poses much risk in terms of data security, data protection, and all that. So you must look at the risk level: minimum, low risk level, medium risk level, or even high impact risk level. All employees in terms of usage. So we can look at the risk levels, as I've said, which are some of the AI tools that possess low risk levels, which are high AI tools that possess medium risk levels, and which are the AI tools that possess high risk levels. So you must be able to look at the different risk levels that are there and choose the AI tool that can meet the thresholds of risk management. So how then do you match these tools? We have, as I've been discussing before, we have the AI tools that I've been able to select: ChatGPT, Cloud, Perplexity, Gemini, and Grok. And we find that the strongest AI results come from assigning each tool to work its actual, to work how to work in the best way it's supposed to. Use this matrix as a practical starting point as you make a decision on which tool to use for which function. So when you go deeper, when you look at ChatGPT, it's best for creation, for analytics, automation, and structured HR outputs. So for example, if you want to draft job description, if you want to do HR analytics, if you want to, look at policies, standard operating procedures, ChatGPT can help you develop those items. So you must see which is your HR task that you want to undertake. If it's about coming up with job descriptions, then advertisements, ChatGPT will work very well. Cloud is best for HR judgment support and long document analysis. So if you want to do a long document analysis, whether you want to review long policies, you want to come up with employee handbooks, if you want to do investigations, when you want to compare policies from different policies against each other, or compare these policies against industry-based practices, and identifying gaps within the policies, then Cloud can help you with that. Cloud can help you compare projects within your workspace and see which projects are doing very well, which ones are not doing well, and so on, and see how best you can be able now to improve on your projects. The other one is Perplexity and Gemini and Grok. So this again provides different outputs. Perplexity is good for external research. If you want to look at the labor market trends, if you want to look at salary, if you want to do salary benchmarking, comparisons from if you're comparing technologies from different companies, you can use Perplexity to help you make that comparison. Gemini is good for Google Workspace. When you want to share information through whether they are doc files, Google Sheets, slide creation, Gemini can provide you with that. Then if you want social intelligence, Grok is good for that, especially when you're branding your company or your organization. especially again when you want to brand this to the social media platform. Then Grok can help you come up with information that will help or that will guide you in terms of, branding your company and even monitoring how well you're performing within the social media space. So as you choose these tools, there is a 10-point scorecard that you will have to take into account. So this scorecard is divided into six key areas. The first area is data privacy, which takes the highest number of points at 25%. The second one is HR task fit at 20%. The third one is system integration at 15%. The other one is source quality at 15%. The, the other one again is 10% in terms of ease of adoption, and the last one is 5% in terms of cost and scalability. So all of them add up to 30%, 100%. You must be able to see which among these tools scores at least above 75%. When you're looking at data privacy, for instance, it's a very sensitive aspect, and that's why it's given the highest scoring points at 25. Why? Because data privacy is very important. So you need to look at the scores. Anything that is below 20% of 25, then that is, you cannot approve that because it means that the threshold of privacy will be violated. So it is important to consider data protection as a key component when you're making selection of the AI tool that you're going to use for your organization. The other one is roadmap for implementation. So your approach should match your organization's AI readiness, progress incrementally with clear governance at each stage. So starting out, choose one enterprise tool, whether it's ChatGPT or Gemini, or you can even add cloud for documents. Using AI informally, standardize, approve tools, prohibited data list, prompt library, human review checklist. So you need to see, or you need to use this AI tool informally so that you can be able, it's basically the AI tool are supposed to help you in making decisions. They are not supposed to replace the decision-making aspect. It's not about replacing judgment. It's supposed to help you in judgment. So ready for advance. So when you have been able to pick the AI tools that are used for the simple task, then you can advance by combining different AI tools to increase the efficiency of your output. So you can combine Perplexity for research, Cloud for analysis, ChatGPT for assets or even human review, and see how when you integrate all these AI tools, how will they perform? So that means that as you progress from the lowest levels, when you pick one AI tool to the topmost level, when you're integrating different AI tools, then you can see how you're improving in terms of your output. The other one is so after the roadmap, the next thing that we need to look into is the